Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all having a great day. I talked a little bit about yin and yang energy yesterday, so I wanted to talk some more about it in regards to your libido and in particular around burnout. So there's lots of reasons why you would have a low libido or why you could have a low libido, and you need to explore those, talking to your doctor and whatnot, explore the physical either ramifications of your burnout or explore what's going on inside of your body that may be contributing to your physical burnout. But then when we look at our lives and we realize that so many people are just running on fumes because of the demands of everyday life, then we have to acknowledge that there's some interaction between, the burnout that we're feeling and our libido to some degree. Now, to what degree that is for you individually, only you can, find that out. Like that's individual and unique to you. But it does play a part. And so we need to talk about that. And then when I talk about energy, I try to use words to describe the ways in which energy works within us and, our environment and whatnot, because we are biopsychosocial creatures. And so the biology of us is energetic, and we respond to the environment on an energy level, right? So we need to have a way of talking about that energy besides just, like super scientific terms, which, there's lots of those around. But for me, coming from a counseling hypnosis perspective, talking about, and yoga, of course, talking about energy, sounds a little different, but we're all talking about the same thing, right? If we're burnt out and depleted, then we're exhausted and our nervous system is exhausted or dysregulated, right? So if we want to use more technical terms or whatever, that's what's going on inside of us when we're experiencing burnout. It contributes to our body just not functioning as well as it could. And so on an energetic level, what's happening is that the energy flow within us has been disrupted. And so I was using yin and yang energy or descriptions or terms because it gives us, a concrete way of describing what's going on. So bear with me. Yin and yang energy resides in all of us, right? To what degree, one over the other or whatever, is individual. It's unique to us, and it's not necessarily based on, gender or sexuality or, and it's more about the fact that we are biopsychosocial creatures and we're, not infected. We're affected by our environment and the environment we grow in, right? So if we are depleted and out of balance, then the yin yang energy within us is out of balance. And so if your nervous system is, if you're in burnout and your nervous system is dysregulated all the time to the point where you struggle to, get grounded, stay embodied, if you're dissociating a lot, if you're struggling with, regulating your emotions and whatnot, those are all signs that your nervous system is out of balance, that your yin yang energy is out of balance, right? So how do we bring it back into balance? Well, on an individual level, it's about being able to tune into yourself, which is really, really hard if you're dysregulated. So you might need help, right? You might need some guidance. You might need a counselor. You might need, a meditation teacher who's also trauma informed, you might need some help. You might need some resources to help with that journey to finding that balance. But one thing to consider is if you're out of balance and your nervous system is, dysregulated, that tapping into the yin energy within you by, practicing grounding techniques, learning ways to become embodied, finding ways to tune into your breath, all those things, tuning into the creativity within you and nourishing that. And just so finding ways to nourish yourself. And so that might be the focus that you might have to stay in for a while, right? With little spurts of yang energy to sort of keep you moving along that healing journey. But then once you become more, you feel more nurtured and you feel more grounded and, anchored within yourself and safe, and your nervous system has a chance to heal and feel nourished, then you can tap into more of that yang energy to really take you to the next level of your growth. But, so finding that balance might actually mean being more out of balance, like more focused on one aspect of the yin yang dynamic, if that makes sense. Because it's really hard to find that balance if your nervous system is, dysregulated, and if you're feeling like you can't get grounded and feel safe, right? So how do we do that? Again, it's not something that, it is something you can do on your own, for sure. There are lots of self-help stuff out there, but, ideally, in a perfect world, you would reach out, and find someone that you could work with who could help you figure out what that means for you. Because it's easy for me to say, do a grounding practice of, barefoot walking in your front yard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just making something up, like, off the top of my head, but like, that could be like a yin, energy building kind of activity for some people. And for other people, that might be, completely opposite because they have like a bug phobia, or the feeling of grass on their feet, the sensory, aspect of that is not, conducive to feeling more calm and grounded, right? So it has to be individual, and it has to come from within inside of you. Like the answers to these questions are inside of you. The problem is that a lot of times we can't find those answers because we stay stuck in thought loops that keep us from, being able to tap into those, to that intuition inside of us. So sometimes we need a little help. We need a little guidance. And, that's where counseling hypnosis can come in, because it's, from my perspective, when I work with clients, is that it's very much a client-led, environment. So we go where the client needs to go in order to get those answers from within themselves, so that when we finish the session, they walk out with all kinds of tools that they didn't already have. But they're not tools that I give them. It's not me telling them to go journal or to, go walk on grass or whatever. It comes from within them, because the voices that were keeping them stuck in that loop were, given a chance to, do something else, or the mind was given a chance to do something else, while the subconscious mind was doing the work of finding those resources within the client. And each one of my clients is completely different than the last. I couldn't possibly script any of my sessions because I can't know what the resource is for my clients. They find that. They, are able to access that within themselves just through, providing that right conducive environment and safety within the session for them to do that kind of work. So if that's something that you're struggling with, like if you're struggling with feeling burnt out and exhausted all the time, you're feeling emotionally dysregulated, like you're having a hard time sort of managing your emotions, and you feel like you're not even sure how to tap into that yin energy within yourself, that nourishing energy, or the grounding energy that you're needing in your life, then please feel free to reach out. It's one of the ways in which I feel like I have the biggest impact with my clients, is just helping them find their answers, their solutions, and kind of just getting out of the way for them to do that work, but also providing the right container and safety within the session for that to happen. So please feel free to reach out. You can private message me anytime. We can have a little chat. We can get on a free consultation call. It takes about 45 minutes to do the call, or it takes as little time as you want, because it's not like I'm forcing you to stay on the call, but giving us some time to delve into what's going on for you and how I can maybe help with that. So please feel free to reach out. Staying in a state of burnout and exhaustion all the time is just, it's going to deplete your health, and, and I think you deserve better. And so, if I can provide some service for that, please reach out and let me know. Thanks. And have a great rest of your day. Namaste.